Glad you can join us here on The Take on this March 3rd, 2022. Here on The Take, join in the conversation using the hashtag TakeMeOnConnect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on The Take. We got a slew of pop culture and entertainment moments of the week. But on our big story, we talk about politics. And what a politics we talking about. President Joe Biden delivered his State of the Union address. Yes, the president had heavy conversation where he delivered. This is the first time Biden done a State of the Union since being inaugurated. Biden talked about topics such as the Ukraine-Russia conflict, also too inflation, and what's next for the United States on this agenda for this year. Let's look at highlights of Biden's State of the Union address with this.
Speech last night. It was his first State of the Union address. The president called for unity on a number of issues, including a tough response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and also on some of the domestic challenges facing the country. So, how did it go over? That is the question on this morning after. Well, 78% of Americans who watched the speech approved of it. That's according to our CBS News poll, but we do need to point out that close to half of those polled are Democrats. Ed O'Keefe is at the White House with more on the story. Ed, good morning to you on this morning after.
Good morning, Gail. It is always great to see you here in Washington. Welcome back to town. It was a 62-minute speech during which the president mostly tried to dwell on common ground and not on the partisanship that's divided this capital city. And from the beginning, he focused on an issue that's quickly become a top-of-mind concern, the crisis in Ukraine and holding Vladimir Putin accountable.
He has no idea what's coming.
President Biden spent the first 10 minutes of his State of the Union address condemning Russian President Vladimir Putin's attack on Ukraine.
He thought he could roll into Ukraine and the world would roll over. Instead, he met with a wall of strength he never anticipated or imagined. He met the Ukrainian people.
Surrounded by lawmakers wearing the blue and yellow colors of Ukraine, waving that country's flag. The emotional high point of the night came when he introduced Ukraine's ambassador.
Thank you.
The president announced plans to close U.S. airspace to Russian planes and said the Justice Department will be joining a global campaign to root out Russian oligarchs with ties to Putin.
We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets. We're coming for your ill-begotten gains.
Mr. Biden appeared without a mask and got up close and personal with colleagues.
Let's use this moment to reset. So stop looking at COVID as a partisan dividing line.
According to a CBS News poll of speech watchers, 64% said the president's policies would lower inflation. One way to cut costs, he said, would be to revitalize American manufacturing.
That means make more cars and semiconductors in America, more infrastructure and innovation in America, more goods moving faster and cheaper in America.
He pushed a pathway to citizenship for dreamers and distanced himself from liberal Democrats on criminal justice reform.
The answer is not to defund the police, it's to fund the police.
He also called for passage of a unity agenda focused on 4 issues with broad bipartisan support: beating the opioid epidemic, tackling mental health, supporting veterans, and ending cancer. But his attempts at bipartisanship were punctured by 2 Republican lawmakers, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia and Lauren Boebert of Colorado. They shouted, "Build the wall," when he mentioned immigration, and Boebert interrupted again when he was speaking of his son's death, blaming the president for service members killed in Afghanistan during last year's chaotic withdrawal. That drew boos from across the chamber and
President Biden not holding back wasn't so big. Even going at the people who did the PPP loans. He coming for you guys too. If you made that falsified claims and stuff, you're going to jail. So President Biden haven't forgot about those people, even when he was doing back in the past with that little bill, the 1994 crime bill. Ooh, God. All right, we move on to celebrity news. And celebrity news this week: Kim Kardashian is now a single woman again after getting a divorce from Kanye West, Michelle It's been finalized and it's official. Kim's free, single again, back on the prowl, like we know she would. Well, speaking of Kim's boyfriend, Pete Davidson, being the ire of her ex-husband, Kanye West, Kanye released this new video with Pete's face on it, like he plants the seeds of flower. I mean, Kanye West is trying to figure out ways to get his point across, and one way or another. You haven't seen him mock Kim, because he ain't going to do that. He wants to do it, but he ain't going to do it, because that's the mother of his children. So we have to wait and see on that one. Speaking of that, singer Rihanna attends a fashion show, and she is visibly late. Well, one fan yells this. Oh, Rihanna gets that. Rihanna don't care. She's pregnant. She's arriving late. Rihanna is just being Rihanna. And Rihanna want to be fashionably late. Hey, to her, let her do her thing. If she want to be fashionably late, I don't get why people want celebrities hold this to the standard. Rihanna told you a couple years ago she is not a role model. So y'all need to go and give it up. And Rihanna living her life, and she's going to become a mom in a couple, basically next month or two. So, hey. Well, we move on to that, to talk shows. Well, we know that Joy Behar is the top of the conversation of The View. She likes to dish the topic. Well, she becomes the top of the conversation when she do this.
Just stand. Let me tell you, these chairs.
And you're on the ground.
It's happened to all of us at 25
years. That has never happened.
Who do I sue?
My husband is home laughing now. Wow, how's that? He's home. That woman can
Steve, text us if you're watching. Yes.
Always alive, baby.
Oh my God.
Well, hi.
I went flying.
You did.
You're also high.
We can't even say, you can't have another glass of.
Yes, Joy Behar fell down this morning. Joy Behar saying she's going to plan to sue ABC. She was just being sarcastic. Well, that happens on The View. Everyone slips and falls. So, everyone, even me, tip on the tongue. So, hey, Joy Behar trying to reel in that she is just being Joy Behar. And so what? Who cares? With that Saturday Night Live thing. Joy Behar dusted off and it was a pro. And she moved on to the next. All right. On Jimmy Kimmel this week, Jimmy Kimmel welcomed NFL couple Russell Wilson, who plays for the Seattle Seahawks, who's a quarterback, and singer Ciara, as they sat down with the comedian to talk about how Russell spending habits keep his body in tip-top condition. Take a look.
$1 million a year on your body. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a process. It's a lifestyle. I think that when you're trying to play, Tom, as long as I'm trying to play to 45.
45. That's 12 more years.
12 more years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, the mentality, the focus level, everything that you have to do has to be surrounded around that. So it's been an amazing journey for me so far. The first.
And Ciara, do you find that annoying? No, you don't.
No, listen, I'm in it with them.
You guys I think you told Bill Simmons on an interview that you spend.
Russell Wilson says he spends $1 million each year to keep his body in shape. He's trying to keep working till he's 45 years old. Well, Russell Wilson, no stranger to peak conditioning, almost Super Bowl champion, almost made it to the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson trying to stay firm and fit. As you know how Russell Wilson goes. So, however that may be. So, we'll see. All right, meanwhile, on CBS Mornings, Melinda French Gates, well, she used to be with Bill Gates. Well, we know her and Bill Gates have got a divorce. Well, Melinda Gates opens up to Gail Kim on what led to divorce from Bill and after he cheated with a Microsoft employee. Take a look.
It's revealed that Bill Gates admitted that he had an affair in the marriage. And at that time, did you think we're going to work through this? How did you handle something like that?
Well, I certainly believe in forgiveness. So I thought we had worked through some of that. It wasn't one moment or one specific thing that happened. There just came a point in time where there was enough there that I realized it just wasn't healthy, and I couldn't trust what we had.
Did you have moments where you were just so angry? Did you have moments that you were just in such pain? Because people look at you, Melinda French Gates, and say, she has it all.
Well, I think it's really important to say, look, I had a lot of tears for many days. I mean, days where I'm literally laying on the floor on the carpet, this close to me, thinking, how can this be? How can I get up? How am I going to move forward? And days I certainly was angry. That's part of the grieving process. You're grieving a loss of something you thought you had.
Like I said, Melinda Gates saying she was heartbroken. She couldn't trust what they had. I guess, look at Kim and Kanye. They be lovey-dovey next minute, and then look at them now. Going their separate ways. She's moved on. He's trying to move on. I'm trying to find Kim Kardashian lookalikes. So Bill Gates finally moved on, and he's one of the richest men in the world, and he can find on. She got some idea, she got some money out of it, so she should be okay for now, if you ask me. All right, we'll be back with more Take. Don't go anywhere. This is the Take on Connect TV. Stick around. Welcome back to the Take. I'm your host as always, Ken Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Take on this Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. Like I said, the Take, the hub of pop culture and entertainment moments of the week. And we get you up there with a lot. So, first thing first, join in that conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Take. As we get to the political rundown this week. On the political rundown this week, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis felt embarrassed and believed that he was set up with students wearing their COVID-19 masks during a press conference. And why she had to say this.
I want to wear it fine, but this is ridiculous. All right, well, it's good to be at USF.
Take off your mask. Ron, we in Florida. What all this stuff is going on, all the mayhem and the madness is going on. How I want to take my mask off when I'm trying to be protected from you, and you over here spilling all this propaganda about not wearing your masks in Florida. We're in crazy, wacky Florida. And you're the leader of you're the ringmaster of it. Come on, Ron. Ron DeSantis, crazy. He's saying he's not doing anything, and we got to stop. Wearing a mask doesn't stop. Everything's going down, so Ron DeSantis is going nuts. He's trying to think people are trying to stop his presidential ambitions. So Ron DeSantis is a little bit cuckoo for the Looney Tunes. All right, we move on to the next. On the reality show clip down this week, former reality show Real House of Atlanta alum Cynthia Bailey reveals on Watch What Happens that she and Kenya Moore are not cool no more. Take a look.
I will always have love in my heart for Kenya. Relationships, friendships go up and down, and it's really tough I've learned to maintain healthy relationships on, when you work together on a platform like this sometimes. So, I love Kenya. I will always have love for her, but we are not where we used to be.
Did you sit down and talk after it was over? I mean, what?
We did talk on the phone. We did have a conversation on the phone, a very lengthy conversation.
Oh, a lengthy conversation.
Yeah, very lengthy conversation, and it was really good. It was really good, but it wasn't like, again,
Cynthia Bailey made it clear. Her and Kenya used to be always friends. She done that with everybody. She had fallen outs with everybody. She had fallen out with Nene. She had fallen outs with Peter. She had fallen outs now with Kenya. Now she's having fallen outs with everybody. Eventually she's gonna have fallen out with her husband. Watch and see. It's just gonna happen eventually down the road. There's just no telling with Kenya. With this, remember that friendship contract? Boy, that was crazy. All right. And former Flavor of Love contestant Delicious says she wants out her marriage after her with husband Raymond Santana. Even she put the quote right here. She said, I married a narcissist, a liar, and a cheat. Well, I mean, Delicious. The man had been through traumatic experiences, being with the Central Park 5, maybe he's trying to get his life together and trying to get bounce back to where he was. Maybe this might be all those things you talk about as you. Because you do come on there narcissistic. You don't look the same way you did. We don't know you're a liar. It's clearly you could be lying with this post. And then you might be a cheat because you're trying to take all the man's money that he won that settlement when he was in New York from the district. So who knows? She might be just talking about herself. Who knows? All right. And finally, the viral video of the week. Singer Britney Spears caused an uproar this week. She went viral in more ways than one. She bared it all, and I mean bared it all with this. Alright, we can't show you just about everything, but Britney Spears, I mean, with the conservatorship and stuff like that, I don't know. She probably need to, ain't nothing for freedom, but you could be free and then her fiance with it, but who knows? Everybody weird and crazy in Britney Spears land, and Britney Spears is off crying for it. She loves it. We must like it. So, like, being Britney Spears. All right, y'all. Thank you all for watching this edition of The Take this week. I've been your host, Kendrick Dick, saying so long, and we'll see you next time for another edition of The Take. See you later.